Welcome sir. Karibu sana kwenye session.
Yes.
Yes, so leo tuko hapa kufanya discussion. Wacha tungoje Jolie is here and I am looking forward to having this serious engagement. I hope net yangu iko sawa na mnanipata clearly. At least sisikie watu wakipiga kelele hapo kwa background. Karibu sana Jolie. Karibu sana, welcome. I hope mko ready kuleta points kwa sababu leo hizi ni zile session ya we are not taking any prisoners. Hopefully Grace will be joining us shortly.
Yes.
And the rest of the team. So hii episode naita Let's Engage. So it is about us having an engagement, having a discussion, sharing our thoughts. And if you don't mind, I would, because some of these engagements will have a lot of heat. Like we will say a lot of things which will be deemed unpopular. So unless uko comfortable kusema unawako wapi, because najua wengi wetu tunawako kwa civil society. And most of the people kwa hizi spaces wanakuwaga na, for lack of a better word, ujinga fulani yenye wanatakaga watu wa think in a certain way and you not to diverge or to not have an opinion outside what is mainstream. So unless you are comfortable saying I work for so and so, because once you bring the name on board, then watu watasema kwa nini ulitaja jina yetu and then you went and said such and such a thing. But that one I will let it kwenyu. So tukingoja the rest of the background. Umemute. Collins.
Nataka background ingine.
Sawa, no problem.
Sorry?
Anasema hivi, unless somebody is comfortable saying who they work for, like I would really like we set that one aside, ndio isikuje ikaleta a lot of heat on the participation, so that we are here because of in our own capacity as myself.
Yeah.
Because once you nataja organization, then now they might feel uncomfortable with some of the issues that we're going to discuss and maybe the points that we will be giving. Because I am hoping, I don't want this to be like in ile where we just regurgitate things that tunasikiaga huko nje, vitu ambazo ni mainstream. I like that background, Joel. It's bright. So
kazi yako ulo.
Kolo kazi amefanya poa sana.
Yes. Ilikuwa na motivation factor anyway.
Sawa. So I'm seeing Collins, the other Kolo is on board, and Grace. So once wameingia on board, tutafanya a round of introduction. Alafu then we can get into the engagement. Sawa. So I see everybody's here. So I'll start with Collins Omondi. And then we go to Jolie, and then we go to Grace. Alafu tuende kwa Collins wa mwisho. So tuambie tu who you are, what you do. I would request us not kutaja any organization.
Before uendelee.
Yeah.
Una record? Ja record?
It's recording.
Record. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's recording. So after this, so Zach ameingia. So just to be clear, this one will be on YouTube. So if you are uncomfortable with that, then I will allow you to exit bila ma feelings, but this one will be on YouTube. So let's get started. Venye nilikuwa nimetaja watu wajiintroduce, kila mtu achukue dakika kiasi. Karibu tuanze nawe Collins Omondi.
So good afternoon everyone. My name is Colin Somondi. I'm a gender-based violence prevention specialist working with an organization. It's a governmental organization established in 2011. So yeah, I'm proud to be here and I'm ready for engagement. So I hope it's going to be a fruitful discussion. Thank you so much.
Sawa sawa, karibu sana Jolie.
Hi, my name is Jolie Oyaro, and I'm a agenda activist, and currently a mental health advocate. Yes, that's all. And I am glad to be here and to engage with you all.
Ni Grace nilikuwa nimetaja next. Grace?
Hi. Mnanisikia?
Kuko na a lot of
Your
feedback.
network, Joe.
Kama mko wawili mnasikia the same thing, mmoja atoke nje.
Kuko na a lot of
That's why ina
feedback.
echo.
Yeah.
Okay, so I am a practitioner, a psychologist by profession. Na nimefurahi sana kuengage kwa hii discussion. Nataka kusikia views, niko na views kadhaa, niko ready to share. So thank you so much, Kamau, for this platform.
The other Collins. Uko mute.
Wananisikia?
Kabisa sasa.
Saseni. I am Collins by the names Collins Yasinga Mkoa. I mostly do business and I volunteer with the Zumara Africa on mental health program. Yeah, I'm glad to be here. I would like to learn more. Yeah, na pia kuchangia.
Sawa sawa, karibu sana. Tuende kwa Zak, alafu tumalize na Sara.
Hello everyone.
Hello.
Mnanisikia?
Kabisa.
Okay, so I'm Zach. Vile mnaona hapo. I'm a mental health advocate. I'm also a nurse. Yeah, that's basically Zach.
Umesema
all about Zach.
Umesema an ass ama anas?
Okay, mini muuguzi.
Sawa. Sara?
Habari zenyu, naitwa Sara from Zumari Africa. I am a student at Kenyatta University and I'm also a volunteer at Zumari Africa.
Sawa. Now that we are all mimi ni Baba Louise, as you can see. Watu wengine wanitaga Raymond kwa jina ya kitambulisho Raymond Mwega. Anyway, so leo nitakuwa moderator na I will start by asking a question and then guys, you will give me your response. So to the ladies in the house.
You're breaking.
I'm breaking. Am I clear now?
Yeah.
Sawa. So to the people in the house, what is better? A spontaneous kiss or a kiss that somebody has asked for a permission? On the floor. Zach, you want to say something?
I say, kuna mtu anaongea?
Collins, you can go ahead.
Ni wewe ndo unaongea.
Okay, according to me, I feel like a kiss should be the one that someone has asked for. but it also depends with at the level of relationship. If you maybe you are dating or married, that one si lazima mtu aulize. But if for friendship or you are starting to date, yeah, hiyo lazima ikuwe yenye someone has asked for.
Sawa, thank you for your response. Somebody else?
I think to add on what Collins has said, it depends with the person who you are with, and maybe if you guys are in a relationship, then I think spontaneous will do for me. Yes.
Sawa, Collins Omondi.
Spontaneous will work for me. It kind of ignites something that is very reaction in now very real to the occasion. In a relationship, it will just show if there is that spark between the two of you. But kama ni planned, kuna attachment kata kuwa hapo. But anyway, that is me.
Sawa, let's continue sharing. Anyone else?
Mwana mimi.
Yeah, I think I can go.
Yeah, Grace. Alafu Zach.
Ama Zach ongea kwanza.
No, Grace, go ahead. Alafu Zach.
Grace ongea.
Okay. Sawa. So, I'm thinking of a mini hopeless romantic, spontaneous kiss under the rain. Ai manze, hiyo imeweza vibaya sana. But also pia hii kuna hii naonanga kwa soap, nilikuwa naona mtu anakuambia anaweza kukiss alafu anakamini pole vizuri, amekuitisha hiyo permission pia. That is also romantic. So for me, both goes, zote mbili ziko sawa, but pia under the rain ziko tu sawa.
Sawa, Zach.
Sijui circumstances gani mtu anafaa kuomba kiss, by the way. Inakaa tu weird. Inakaa weird and toto. Ati please nipe. Hiyo kitu inakaa tu weird. Mimi siungi mkono hiyo kitu hata kidogo. Watu wapeane.
Sawa. So we are saying there are people who are saying spontaneous is better. There are people who are saying asking for permission also works. Spontaneous, it depends. So to the people who said it depends, and this one I'm going to throw it to Jolie. So it depends on what for spontaneity to be acceptable. What does it depend on?
The level of relationship the two of you have. For example, if you've dated for like 2 or 3 years, for me, I think spontaneous will do, because I assume by then the other significant other already has the consent to, like, nikaka love language in a way. Yeah, that's what I'd say.
So, and that now brings me to my next question. And this one, I'm throwing it to Sarah because she's quite quiet. So today we are talking about consent. And consent is basically permission to do something, or being given permission to do something, or agreeing to do something. Now, how can you be sure that consent has been given? And this one is in a sexual kind of a situation. How can you be sure that the person you are asking permission is giving you the permission? Sarah?
I think for me to know that other person has given me permission to do whatever, the person kuna venye tu body language yake yuongea, kuna venye ukimshika a certain way ata react. So unaweza tell tu from body language na venye ana react.
So could you give us examples, like specific?
Example.
Yes.
If you kiss someone and they kiss you back, ama a kiss on the neck maybe. So I think react ama respond the same way to it. I guess you need to go ahead.
Sawa. So and this one sasa nairusha kwa Grace, taking it up from what Sarah is saying. So Sarah is saying that you do it and then ukiona reaction utajua kama umepewa ruhusa. What do you think about her train of thought?
Yes, your body language iko valid kusema ati if you kiss me, I kiss you back. So validity iko like nimeanza kuwa interested. But kwa akili yangu najiambia maybe the interest is only in the kiss. Mi sijaanza kukuambia that the interest is now in more. If I'm kissing you back, fine. You've kissed my neck. I am beginning to breathe heavily. Fine. But hatujafika like sijakupatia consent here. Like we can now go to the other stage there, like penetration and everything. So the consent is only in the kissing. And I've kissed you back. Lakini I think I will need more. Like
Sawa. Now this one I'm taking it to Collins Omondi. So in my understanding of consent, you're supposed to get consent before you do anything, before the first kiss lands. That is how consent is supposed to work. So you kissing somebody first means that usharuka bila ruhusa. So somebody might say, okay, yes, you kissed me and I kissed you back, but the first kiss you did not ask for permission for. Collins Omondi, what do you think about my train of thought?
Now, Grace na Sarah, if mimi niko na msichana, if I'm with a lady and we've been either courting or we are in a relationship, that spontaneous kiss is very crucial for us. The bonding starts from there because I get to see the real chemistry. But now, when this is a person you just met, there is only one way to know for sure if someone has given their consent. Only one, if they tell you to. The absence of no is not the presence of yes. Unless I hear yes, is when I proceed. It's not good just to assume that the other person is at it as you are. It's extremely important, very, very important to check, because any non-consensual sexual activity, even kissing and touching, is harmful and against the law. And that one applies specifically to someone probably you've just met and someone raised my issues of casual sex and you want to start something. So that would be my take. And I would say until you hear the yes, there is no consent. But now for the second one, when you ask, consent again is recurrent. Keep asking when you want to. That is my take.
So this one I'm just taking the conversation forward. So this one is to Zach and to the rest of the team. So Collins is saying that unless you hear, so that is verbal.
Hello?
Somebody say yes. So somebody verbalizes the consent. How about non-verbal?
Am I? Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can. Aya, Collins ameuliza katu namsikia alafu akapotea. Anyways.
For me,
Yes,
I
Jolie?
think the decision should be like explicit. Kusikwe na room for confusion, because seme kama yes, you're in a relationship together and you've known this person for a long time, etc. You already know this person ile sana that maybe if they do something to you, wo huoni kama ni shida. But if it's a total stranger, I think that's where the problem comes in. Or if you've been having like issues, because I know when people are very okay, I don't think the issue of consent comes in. But when people are having issues, ndio utasikia, we uliniguza kama mi staki, ulinishika kama mi staki. So ina depend pia hiyo environment iko aje. If environment iko sawa, I don't think kuna kuanga na issue. Hata it won't even come. But when the relationship is toxic or when the environment is very, very bad, ndio unapatanga sana sana hiyo issue ina come up. So inafaa ikuwe very explicit, ujue kusikwe na room of confusion.
Sawa. Now, taking it further, so consent has to be verbalized, right? Does that also mean withdrawal of consent has also to be verbalized? So
Mimi kwanza nauliza.
Yes, Zach.
Verbalize.
Yes.
Mimi nilikuwa nauliza. Sasa hii consent, mmesema mtu akiomba consent, like mtu anafaa kujibu verbally that amegive consent. So sisi unafaa uambiane, by the way unanipea, like unafaa uulize hivyo. Ama ni aje?
So yeah, roughly
unauliza na non-verbal, ndio receive verbal ama
yeah, so that's ndio tunaingia hapo ndani, because Collins and Jolie have said that somebody needs to say yes, that there is need for somebody uulize, kama utauliza by the way unanipea ama utatumia sweet language. Unajua mimi na wewe ni Mkisii, mimi ni Msapere, sisi si romantic, so maybe maybe Kolo anaweza tusaidia kuzia ametoka from the romantic area of Kenya, venye unaweza itisha hii kitu viromantic. Okay, tuassume tu sisi tumeitisha, okay, by the way unanipea, aseme, so lazima aseme ndio. So that's what Jolie and Collins have said. Now nimeuliza because there is this issue ya umeomba, amesema ndio. So kama hataki kuendelea, lazima pia avabalaize, aseme sitaki. Grace, what do you think?
Can I talk?
Yes,
Can
Collins.
I say something?
Yes, Collins. Karibu.
Okay, just to add on, kuna body language. Someone said earlier, there is body language. Let's say I want to kiss someone, say my person or my spouse. So kuna ile body language yenye maybe nikipeleka ya atatoa. Sasa hiyo, that one is also a consent, like yeah, she has said no. It's not si lazima ile yenye ati aseme yes verbally, or kuna ile body language ile yenye pia anaonyesha maybe she's interested or not interested. Yeah.
Okay, what if I am not able, or I confuse your body language? What if I am not able to read or to decode clearly? Because let's be honest, wale watu wenye kwa relationship, na especially men who have had extensive relationships with the females, wanajuaga kuna kogana words kama I am fine, hakuna shida, niko poa. Which means the total opposite of what they say. Collins, you want to say something, Omondi?
Now, there is something we call complexity in consent communication. So I want us to take this thing to a different level on issues of casual sex. Someone you are not even connected with the mid level, and you want this to happen. And Collins has talked about iso nonverbals. Let me ask you a question. Now, for example, you've just gotten some visa no matter India, and you're asking a lady, may I kiss you? Atafanyaje? Are you saying like this? Does this mean yes to you or a no? Okay. Wote wanafanya hivyo kujua huyu amekataa, lakini kikwao inakwanga yes ama. So I would say like consent communication about to negotiate for that thing is very, very difficult. It's a difficult skill, by the way. You cannot master it. You cannot master it. It's probably as young people is what you're going to be initiating. Kitu kama, I can call them cues. When you kiss me or when you purchase a condom, does it mean definitely we are going to have sex? No. But what we're going to do, if I purchase condoms and I'm just holding it, automatically you can feel, this is going to take root in the next few minutes. So I would say sexual activities, when they are actually indicative of the possibility of sex, people will end up having sexual assault. Rape itaanza kuingilia because it is coerced. Through when unafanya kitu ama kitu purchase just shows that you want to do this, and then someone automatically taingia box hiyo kitu but hapo amepanga. So I would say there is complexity when it comes to consent communication. Hauwezi ukasema ati body language yake inakubalisha. Mimi nikisikia yes, I'll just be okay. Thank you so much.
Sawa. Circling back to the issue of withdrawal of consent. So do we say that lazima uambiwe hapana so that ujue hataki muendelee? So if on one end lazima uambiwe ndio, should that translate to the other end kusema also pande ingine pia kama utaki tuendelee useme uongee? Ladies, what do you think about that? Okay, Collins.
Naweza answer.
Alafu Sarah, yes.
Okay, according to me, I take it. It depends with the kind of the communication. If I have asked you, can I kiss you? Upon to expect a verbal one, like you say no or yes. But I talked about the body language. There is that one whereby I am bringing my mouth, then you are moving yours. That one, it means it's a no. Okay, alafu back on what Collins, my fellow Collins said. Before mtu uende India, maybe you get someone you want to kiss. Lazima kukwe maybe kuna vitu zime happen in between hadi maanza kufoliana ndio fika hapo. Huwezi tu kuanza kukiss mtu. So like in case ile mmekuwa in relationship for long, itafika time like si lazima hata utauliza, kuna ile body language. Itafika tu time unapeleka mdomo, akileta yes, akikataa inamaanisha no. Yeah.
Sawa, Sarah, you wanted to say something?
Yes, I wanted to say something. If before we start anything, I have to give consent by word of mouth. Meaning, if I don't want things to escalate, I have to do the same. Kama si feel kupeana na kwambia tu hey, mimi leo juu before tuanze nilisema yes, I am interested. So ikikatenia si feel tena, I have to communicate it. That's what I say.
Sawa. Okay, now let me just take it XXX. Hii video tutaiweka parental guidance. So it starts with a kiss. nimekuambia nikukiss, ukasema nikakukiss. Then nikakuuliza nikuguze kwa shingo, niguze kwa shingo, nikaguza. Okay, sasa nataka kukuguza kwa boobs, niguze, niguze. Okay, sasa nataka kukuguza kwa nini, nataka kukuguza up kwa tumbo, nikuguze. Is that realistic? Wale watu wenye msha participate kwa hii activity, is that realistic?
Mahali ukifika, no going back. So hiyo una apply ile consent ya kwanza.
To me ina depend. Kuna ile kukisiana tu maybe mmemeet ile yenye ama mtu wako alikuwa amekutembelea so umemzindikiza ukamkiss. Haimaanishi all kissing should ikuwe lazima ikuwe ya the next step ni sex. Yeah.
Okay, nataka kuiweka kwa situation mahali I want sex. So let's to easy ma diversions mingi. I want sex. I want to have sex with you. So I asked, and then Grace hapo mbele had said that just because I gave you consent for a kiss does not mean nimepatia consent ya kufanya any other thing. So meaning any other new thing I want to do, I have to ask for consent. Any other new place I want kuguza, I need to ask for consent. Paki ikifika mahali ashatoa kila kitu, niingize. Ingiza. Is that realistic? Yes.
Okay, go up first.
Realistically, it doesn't happen like that because the body already starts adjusting to the action that is happening at that time. So wakati umesha kiss huyu na ukamwambia kushika, inaanza kubring some excitement in both of you. So other things start coming in pole bila hata wewe kuuliza. Realistically, that's what's happening. But my point, nilianza nilisema ulizia hizi vitu zote once wakati tunataka kuanza. Mimi nataka kukiss na beyond just a kiss, najua pia na kushika na itafika mahali kapo uko sawa. Okay, sawa. Ukianza any other thing kwa package, okay, your sex issues of sex ni package.
Kolo unapotea.
Bado uko mbali. Unasound kama uko ndani ya drum.
Unanisikia sasa?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Nilikuwa nasema tumepanga tunaenda Vasha kuona safari rally. Ukitoka hapa na wewe kama ni Sara nimebeba. Na namwambia tu from the word go, Sara, mimi nataka kuenda na hii bari yangu, na kupeleka. Na wewe hiyo kazi yako. Mimi kazi yangu ni hii. Nakubeba na nakubalia fungu na kubalia hii na hii. Sara, wewe tukienda na wewe huko, sitakubukia rudi nyingine different na wangu. Usitakubukia moja. Na hapo ndani I know a lot of things will happen. Are you okay? Sara akisema, mimi niko sawa. Tutaenda. So ikifika huko, it is obligated. Tulipanga na ikapangika. Na kama tumetoka hapa na tukiambiana tumefika huko alafu nataka kumwambia I need to kiss you. I need to ask. So I think personally me, depending from the word go, this is how I want us to do. This is what I want us to do. Iko sawa. You're okay, good. Ukianza unaendanga, not unless you have an ice. Now that becomes a different story. That is it.
Sawa. So now naona Zoom inaniambia time yetu imeisha. So do we cut the discussion or do we ikizima we relog in alafu tuende mpaka 4? So I want suggestions.
Relog.
We can go till 4.
Iendelee mpaka 4.
Sawa sawa. So naona inatupia 5 minutes. So once ikienda nini log back on nitawala turudi. Yes, so nataka kushare something alafu I want you guys to so this is what I want us to look at. This is from a lady. So alishare kwa Twitter. I hope you can all see. Inasema, after 2 months of talking, I told a guy yesterday that I wasn't ready for a relationship. And he responded, "It's been great. Hope you have a good one." And then he blocked me. No effort, no pressure applied. I am devastated. So now, Julie.
Of course, the guy had a right to block her because probably the guy wanted a relationship, but this lady did not want a relationship. So the fact that ushamwambia wewe hutaki relationship, he has no business with you. And he decided to do what was very okay, to block you, to unfriend you. Mimi sioni offense hapo, ulishamkataa.
So now my question is, does no mean no?
Interesting.
Kuna watu husema no by the way.
No
Zach,
should
ulikuwa
mean
unasema?
no. I don't. Oh, sorry.
Zach?
Ama niendelee?
Yes, Jolie, endelea before Zach arudi.
Mimi nilikuwa nasema hivi.
Oh, nasema
No, Zach is back.
no
Zach?
should mean no.
Zach, you can go now.
Okay, mimi nilikuwa nasema kuna watu wanasema no meaning. Mnanisikia?
Yes.
Mnanipata?
Tunakupata clear.
Like mimi nilikuwa nasema kuna mtu anasema no but anamaanisha on. Like amegeuza the words. I think sasa kama hii scenario yenye umetupea hapa hivi ni example ya hiyo. Sasa anataka amesema no but like you keep on fighting. Na siku hizi ni kama ujue economy inapeleka watu mbio, bei ya gas, mafuta nini. Jamaa kuna vitu zingine za kufikiria. Ukishasema no anasonga kasonge.
Grace, what do you think?
I'm thinking if you said you don't want a relationship, you should stick to that. But let me also think as a woman, we speak in 2 different languages and we cannot run away from that fact. Not all of us, Jolie, not all of us, some of us could be saying, I don't want a relationship, but kumbe ako hapo akingoja kuona if you can fight for her or anything. And so, Kamau, I can see where you want to take this discussion now when it comes to sexual consent. Because in my mind, I'm thinking, yes, nimekwambia it's a no, alafu kumbe, you as the guy you're thinking, or maybe I'm saying it's on. So for the relationship, mine is to say, it's important for women to just stick to whatever they mean, especially when it comes to a relationship. But hapo kwa sex, we are yet to debate. That one we are yet to debate because those are my 2 cents.
Sawa. Now.
Yeah.
Kuna mtu anaguruma hapo kando ya Sahara.
Sorry.
So now
mtu awekwe live.
nataka kutake
Wewe mtu ambiwe no.
Collins, mko unataka kusema kitu?
Okay, mimi nilikuwa tu niseme hapo kwa hiyo scenario yenye umeshare. Maybe okay, to some point maybe alikuwa anajaribu kupima aone kama msako serious. ndio akasema no, kumbe ule msee pia si ule msee wa kupembelezana. But to some point mtu pia anaweza sema no na atakambaki kama my friend. Sasa kitu ilimuuma ni huyu msee aliblock, yani like no more communication, like business imeisha hivyo hivyo.
So yes, tumesikia that when it comes to sex, then no should mean no. That is ideal. That is what is supposed to be. But is that the case? Tuangalie sasa reality. Is that the case?
Naweza sema kitu?
Yes, karibu.
Okay.
Collins Amkoa.
Okay, when it comes to sex, pia hapo mimi naona ina depend. Tuseme watu same mmeoana, maybe for mmeoana mmekaa in relationship for let's say a year or two. Then kila time ukitaka sex unauliza, it doesn't make sense. Like inakaa ni kama one side ndiyo ina feel, side nyingine haitaki. So that's according to me. Mimi naona tu okay, ina depend na like relationship yenu penye imefika. Hata na I recall some days back kuna certain young lady mwenye alisema inafika time like the ladies inashindanga tu anakuambia no like maybe analeta hapo my excuses. Sasa you may even itafika time hata ukose wewe mwenyewe uache kuomba juu unajua tu utaambiwa no. Yeah.
Jolie?
I think realistically for ground, once people are in a relationship and once people have agreed that they want to like have sex from the onset, I don't think your story ya consent hata inakamingi along. People just find themselves engaging in it. So realistically, I don't think no means no when it comes to a normal relationship, because I don't think unakonga na hiyo avenue ya mse kuuliza like now and then kila saa, because you're in a relationship, you assume it's just happening. You don't even need to ask.
So let's
Yes.
take it from these long-term relationships. Let's take it to generally, sex-wise, generally, men and women, how they engage, whether wako kwa long-term relationship ama they have just met, it's just casual. Realistically kwa ground, do you think people realistically apply hii issue ya no means no kwa madem na kwa machali? And what would be the issue? What is the truth kwa ground? Juu kuna hii kitu yenye tunasemaga, this is how it should be, right? And our laws have been put in place kwa history ya ideal, this is how it should be. So the question is kwa ground, vitu ziko venye zinafaa? Zaka, I see ume-unmute, karibu.
Okay, mimi nadhani kwa ground kwanza hizi vitu hazitendeji juu actually people don't ask for consent. Alafu sasa another thing ni ati tukiongelea consent tunamaanisha boy kuomba dem. What about siku yenye wewe kama mwanaume umerelax hapo umelala alafu mtu anakuja kukusumbua, do they go and ask for consent?
So that is something
Sasa
which we're also
nikaa sisi
discussing
ndio
leo.
kuombanga.
So that's something which we need also to put into consideration when you are discussing. Sisi wanaume, how many times have you been asked for consent?
Hatujaambiwa nisaidieko.
So why should it just be one way? Alafu there is the reason why I chose this topic is kuna mahali nilisoma that there are people who are pushing something they are calling consent by seduction. You know, like sahi kuko na consent by coercion, consent by blackmail. Sahi wanasema kuna consent by seduction, meaning I take you out to a nice lunch, we go, we have a good time, we have very nice conversations. So wakati I have conversations with you, in your head uko like, wow, aki huyu jamaa anaweza taka kumsmash. So like already like now that is wrong, like sasa nina kuseduce ndo nipatie consent, so they want to make seduction a crime, so that if you seduce a lady then she can go and say hapana, mi hata siku anataka, ni vile tu aliniongelesha vizuri, akanipeleka lunch poa, alafu tuka have a good time and then we danced and then me I just felt seduced and that's why I gave in. Where do you think this one is going? Your reactions. Consent by seduction. Collins, Omondi?
Traditionally, this is the perception that equal up about women and men when it comes to issues of consensual sex. From time immemorial, wanasema wanaume, we are the initiators, okay? And then our women are now termed as gatekeepers.
Kufunga gate.
And gatekeepers, yes, and gatekeepers have the capability and the power to either open the gate or close the gate, okay? Like they can. So tukisema hiyo hapo kwa seduction now, sisi wanaume kama initiators, we are expected tukitaka tutapata, and the ladies ikitakikana inafaa ipeanwe, but unaweza choose if utaitikia ama utaitikia, but the other way around haijawahi ongelewa, because also men, una imagine tu umekaa tu peke yako tu unaona tu football, then that is the time your girlfriend just comes to clean the TV, anakuja sasa kupanguza TV, akipanguza hiyo TV anakuentice. There's something that you will see and you will feel like, okay, siko inadi, lakini since it's here, anaona tu it's pushing you, it is in seduction, ama kuja kuongelesha in a manner suggesting, it pushes you to that level. Men have gone through these na haiongelewi, and you know us, sisi ni muscles, sisi ni more of blood circulation, and that happens, na ikisha happen mara ya kwanza, you take enough time again to recover. Hiyo ni assault, my friend, kwa sababu hiyo time yenye umetake akili yako idigest ndio ifanye hii kitu, yenyewe unanilazimisha kufanya kitu sikisikii. Just the same way a lady will say, I was not into it, it's because he did this that made me do that. It's the same thing that applies also to the boys. And in 2017, kulikuwa na research yenye ilikuwa imekuwa shared na the World Health Organization. And ilikuwa inasema 35% ya madem ambao ni AGYW, adolescent girls and young women, were actually getting assaulted because walikuwa na feel kwa hii relationship I have to submit for a number of reasons. Number one, nisiachwe na boyfriend wangu. Number two, mimi kama msichana sitaki pia niongelewe vibaya ati boyfriend wangu ananipenda na simpati yangu kitu. So at the end of the day, the girl anakubali because of your circumstance, but not because alikuwa anataka. So I would say the same thing that applies to our ladies. If they are coerced, that is assault. The same thing happens to the man because we are human beings. If you coerce me again, if you coerce me too, it means pia mimi umeni assault. So I think hapo hiyo party ya sisi kuingizwa box na kuzwa kukua enticed, that's a ploy that makes us accept something that we were not willing to do. Thank you.
Two things that I've picked up which I want to follow up. One, that girls, and for this one I'm not talking about under 18, so I want to be very specific about the age group. So huyu ni adult, huyu ni mtu mzima. So if wewe ni grown up na uko kwa relationship, I believe kuko na kitu tunaitaga agency, right? If, for example, if you give in to me because you don't want me to dump you, how is that my fault? How am I perpetuating a crime against you? Because let's be honest, adult relationship kuko na zile vitu ziko expected. Tuachane na underage. Underage tunajua sex kwa underage hawana hata nguvu ya kupeana consent like legally. So mtu mzima, why am I even in a relationship with you if you are not giving out the cat? Why would I even be in a relationship with you? Number two, the kind of consent by seduction I'm talking about is where you treat a woman well so that she considers you and gives you sex. Una get? Because Sarah, this one is directed to you and Grace. Do you expect a man to treat you well if he wants to get the cut? Is that an expectation?
Do I expect a man to treat me well if he wants the cut?
Yes.
I think yes, but then here is where the reason as to why he is treating me well. Let him treat me well because he thinks I deserve, or because not even because he thinks, because I deserve to be treated well, not hiyo haifai kuwa the driving factor ya juu anataka kusmash, so atanitreat vizuri. So what happens after ni smash? Tanza kunitreat vibaya ama?
No, unajua concept atuangalia
So
afterwards.
regardless of whether anataka kusmash or not, sawa, regardless of whether anataka kusmash or not, sidhani kama akona right ya kunitreat vibaya.
So then let me do a follow-up to you, specifically kwako.
Okay.
So you know, I am interested in smashing you. I have made that very clear that I am interested in smashing you. Sawa? And then I take you out, we have a good time, alafu na kurudisha kwenyu na Uber na kufikisha kwa mlango, nasema kwa heri, naingia kwa Uber na songa. Take 1. Take 2, na kupeleka out, tuna have a good time, we enjoy ourselves, then I take you back home, ama na kulipia Uber, ama na kulipia nduthi, because you know I'm broke, so mimi pesa ya Uber yezi patikana. Kulipia boda, unasonga ukipigwa na upepo. Won't you start considering giving in? See, that is what actually dating is about. That is my question. Isn't that what dating is about? Like, you know, I'm interested in you, and you know that kwa hii process yote lazima nitapiga vitu. However, kuko na zile prerequisites za uone, okay, huyu jamaa ako serious, okay, he's treating me nice, okay, intellectually he's good with conversations, you know, now you get to know me. So if you allow me to smash, will you come again and say, actually, I was assaulted because he seduced me, he took me to nice places? Nini, would that be a thing to you, specifically to you, Sarah?
I think that would be hard to tell. I'm not sure. Okay, I'm not sure.
Ukikushinda unarushia
But
Grace.
see, I get Grace ingoritable.
Sawa. So, mi nitajibu hiyo swali in this way. I want to get a loan from a bank, and the bank will have to look at my financial statements, kuangalia if I'm really able to finance this loan. And so, kusema ukweli, it will be very naive of me to think that, yes, this man has amechukua Uber ama amesota kama weka mauso, amenipeleka kwa nduthi, nimeipanda, niko sawa nikiipanda, by the way, sina shida. Amefanya all these things ndio nikuwe comfortable. It will be very naive, and that is the truth. Itakuwa naive for me to say, ameni seduce, so ameni assault. That is the truth. The assault comes in, and I think I can agree with Colin. So Mondi venye alisema, it will be easier from the word go. Nyinyi wawili mjue, yes, tunaingia kwa hii, whether it's casual or not, and ask for the consent. I think that is what I can say.
Sawa sawa. And the reason why I want us to talk about consent is so that we see how complex, and Collins put it very clearly. This is a very complex concept, and people just saying X, if you do X, then it is this is assault. If you do Y, okay, there are those things which are very clear. Like for example, if I threaten you, that is very clear. However, if how many? Okay, let me ask this: how many women, on average, are comfortable saying a guy ni aje, mimi nadai? On average, how many women are comfortable kuangalia mwanaume kwa uso wake kumwambia hey brother, kama kwa bedroom teke hapa hatutaki kuwaste time, watoto wamelala saa hii, nataka uipige mpaka asubuhi? How many? Collins?
3 out of 10.
Jolie?
I think 2 out of 10, but mi siwezi mind sema ala.
So on average, Kolo amukoa?
Hey, it's rare. It's rare to find a woman woman atakuambia tu hey, leo mimi nadai, unless tu huyo ni ule sijui mgeto wapi. But it's rare. Hata Jolie anatuenjoy tu hapa, lakini
sio ghetto, ina depend pia mmezoeana aje.
Okay, so on okay,
but
so
coming to Nini,
yes, Collins,
can I say something?
Endelea.
Coming to consent ya maybe them kukuambia for the boy kuambia msee inakuangaria like kuna msee alikuwa msonduthi alishare idea yake like asemea alikuwa anabeba madam fulani akimpeleka kwake, like alikuwa customer wake, so ya kujuanga intention ya huyu madam alikuwa anamwambia anamdai. So kuna siku alikuwa anamfikisha siku moja anamwambia you can come inside, you take a glass of whiskey hivyo, kumbe ya kujua intention ya huyu madam anamdai. So kuna siku aliingia hivyo, madam akafunga mlango akamwambia leo ukitoka mimi napiga nduru na simu menrefu. So ikabidi tu msame dosi, kwa hiyo madam amempiga shughuli like so on and so on, but the guy was alikuwa married. Sa the following day ndiye akafunguliwa, na alifunguliwa
naona Collins amepotea ama ni network yangu shida?
Amehang.
Yeah, so you see, so
that
one
is
but
I think
clear.
Consent inakuanga unfair by the way to men.
Yeah,
Sana.
So ndio nasema hii issue ya consent, it also needs to look at the dynamics na the cultural aspect ya vile tuna grow, because just putting in laws utapata many men have been assaulted far more than women, because women do not verbalize your consent kuitisha, right? It's rare for them to verbalize it. So watakuja kupanguza TV, watavaa nguo sexy, wataongea na ile sauti ya kutoa nyoka pangani, you know, such things, which hizo tunasema si kusik consent, because tumesema consent lazima useme nini unataka ndio upewe ruhusa. However, we also need to be cognizant of the fact that it is very hard for women to verbalize hiyo need unless mmefikishana mahali kwa relationship, like siku za kwanza it will be very hard. So does that mean that if you seduce me in such a way that sasa nakupeleka polisi kesho niseme umeni assault, why are you doing that with the intention of taking advantage of me? So that is the question, because I think that is something which also needs to be looked at. Huyu mtu alikuwa na kupeleka alikuwa na kupeleka, you have a good time with an intention of taking advantage of you, ama did he think that is what is expected of him as a man, that he needs to treat this woman in a certain way ndio huyu dem asiseme ati wewe hata unipelekagi out, wewe unadai tu, na hata uwezi tu nipeleka out kama gentleman, because kuna expectations, right? So as in issue your concept.
I want to ask something.
Yes.
First of all, before
Yes. Yeah.
I nowadays don't understand what is taking advantage. I totally don't understand.
Yeah.
What is taking advantage? Kwa sababu when you're talking about adults and an issue about consensual sex, if one party will say you took advantage of me, kwani wakati mlikuwa mnadu hii kitu wewe uko umesimama tu na you watch inajifanya, ama you are also part of it? Why does it be kwa nini kwa reflective ya one party ndio inafeel imekuwa taken advantage over? Ndio maana sielewangi what is advantage, kwa sababu at the end of the day whatever you are asking Sarah is very very correct for that person to feel, and that is why tunakongana hiyo conceptualizing ya the fact that kama treat kwa kanitisha nilimpea willingly, una get.
Yeah.
But angekuwa amekutreat hivyo ungempatia bado feel like we will take advantage. Are you seeing the modalities? That is why najiuliza hii taking advantage, why is it one party? Men have gotten into situations where they have to do something either to make up for something that would have happened worse. There was a friend of mine who broke up with a lady because udem alikuwa amemwambia ati wewe ukiniacha mimi nitaenda kila mahali kusema 1 2 3. So the guy had to come back, na msichana akamwambia let's do this for the last time, come we can have sex together, we alafu tumalizie hapo saa iishe, la sivyo usipokuja mimi nitaeka everywhere. So this guy is torn between kusambazwa online ya vitu amekuwa akifanya na msichana, ama akuja lale naye for the last time ndio story iishe. Boss, the guy went and slept with the lady, but still dem alikuja akamwambia you took advantage of me. Now what is this taking advantage? That is umeka huyu mwanaume in a very compromising situation, and that is now the real assault. In fact umeka asuya afanye kitu umemwingiza box ukimwambia, in fact ulimthreat, umetumia threat, umemwambia usipofanya hii nitafanya hii, that is threat, na akarudia kadu bado unataka kuifanya. So in short unataka aendelee kukufanyia juu you have the power. So I really don't understand why taking advantage has to be one-sided. Someone should make me understand this.
Sawa. So that is noted. Hii issue being taken advantage. I think when somebody claims that they were taken advantage of, it is up to the people to ask, okay, explain how are you taken advantage of. However, we are living in a very, very femicentric society, where in a situation where a woman says something, it is taken as truth. Mnakumbuka believe all women, that it is taken truth. Sa badala ya vile Collins, you are innocent until proven guilty. No, you are guilty until you prove yourself innocent. Like for example, I look at Grace in a manner to suggest that I want to have sex with her. Ananipeleka kwa HR. Huyu jamaa the way ananiangalia anani undress kwa macho, and then naandikiwa a very bad review that I am sexually harassing Grace. But nobody explained hii kuandresswa na macho inakaa aje. Like, could you explain it to me how I undressed you with my eyes so that I don't undress somebody else unknowingly? Unaget kukona this like men are taken like sisi ni predators and women are the prey, while it is the other way around. Actually sisi ndio prey, women are the predators huku nje. Because a woman, it's very easy for a woman to say no to your sexual advances, but it is very hard for a man kusema no kwa dem. There is just the way we are wired as men. So women know which buttons to push. They know what to wear. They know how to like them anaweza kuja na kuwekelea mkono kwa shoulders and she's very comfortable. But ukiekelea mkono kwa shoulder ya dem utasikia you are invading my space. So kuko na these rules ambazo ziko. That's when mimi usema level playing field is a mirage. It is something which it is like a utopia which we want to have, which in reality inakuwaga ngumu. Because if a chick comes and spanks my butt, I don't see how I can be offended. As in, see imagine as a person how that can cause offense to me. But if I do that to a chick, that is really offensive and they can get very offended. So kukona pia gender dynamics and also the way biologically we are made. Sawa, now moving on. Najua tuko na another session. So nataka kumaliza. So now nataka tuongele issue ya consent and the withdrawal of consent. Can consent be withdrawn at any time? That is the question on the floor. Your reactions.
Yes, it can.
Explain.
Withdrawal can be withdrawal can be withdrawn. Mtu anaweza withdraw nini nitwaje? Consent. Maybe especially kama tuseme labda tuseme drunk. Lakini drunk hauko in a position to withdraw. Wacha kwanza nilete your point vizuri. Someone else can go next before ni gather those thoughts.
Wacha niteremke kwa Sarah. Sarah has very interesting points. Sarah, can consent can be withdrawn at any time. What do you think?
I think it can be withdrawn at any time. To maybe haukukuwa sure. Okay, sijataka vile make sense, but haukuwa sure ukianza, then it hits you like mse uko sure unataka kufanya hii kitu like not. So I think yes, it can be withdrawn at any time.
So picking up on your point, then I'm throwing it to Grace. So haukuwa sure the first time but ukasema ndio. Haukuwa sure but ukapeana consent but haukuwa sure. Moving it to Grace, what do you
Haukuwa
think?
sure kabisa, ilikuwa 70-30.
Ngoja, it is either uko sure ama hauko sure. You cannot be like siko sure kabisa. It's either or. It's either you are sure or you are not. So, okay, to
but
assume,
okay, sawa.
haukuwa sure. Okay, take it up.
Kama sikuwa sure, naweza kuwa sure along the way. Before the actual thing happens, alafu ni change. Fine.
Grace, what do you think?
Grace, unaona?
Niko tempted kukubaliana na Sarah by the way, because naweza kuwa niko okay, lakini honestly what will make me not sure again? Kwani amefanya nini ama nimefikiria nini?
Kolo, what do you think?
I think na freeze nini yenye ime
tunapotea.
Okay.
For me,
okay, sawa.
Of course mse anaweza withdraw consent, especially expectations zako kama unaona haziwezi kuwa met.
So what are these expectations?
By probably the physicality.
Jolly tunakusupport.
Na hizo zingine. Aya, Kolo endelea. Wacha nisiende.
Ukipata meunga ukajua ikazi itaenda vizuri. Then ukapata hakuwezekana.
Hey. No.
Let me just start by commenting on something. Sarah, it is either you're sure or not. Hii hapa ya katikati mimi sijaijua. The consent can change when something has happened because of expectations. Ulikuwa unajua umseta kwa gentle. Then akaanza tu ile teketeke kikanairo. Ukaona hii hakuna mahali tunaelekea. Probably you had to change your mind. Number 2, that there are times you can consent to something, then you remember something in the middle of the action and you decide, I don't need this. A very weird example, if you are sick, and sickness means probably if you're HIV positive, let's say, for example, and then ulikuwa kubaliki tu, but at that time state of mind yako ulikuwa unaona tu, I need to enjoy this, but ukukumbuka this person labda hajabebana hata na CD or anything, then it started, you can realize this thing cannot continue kwa sababu kuna risk involved with the other partner kukuwa infected if I am. Ukasema, able to stop, but ulikomesha consent and you withdrew because you remembered my condition might not be favorable for that. That is if it was unprotected. Last but not least, when you consider the consequences of that thing, sometimes people do things because they feel at that time that is what I need. But hakuna mtu anafikiri about the consequences. So when you realize, okay, consequence number 1 ni hii, and you have umekumbuka at that time, you can withdraw. So that is my take.
Okay, so naona pia time yetu inaisha, and just prepping for the next session, hoping that we will have a next session, is this question: if consent can be withdrawn at any time, does it mean that it can also be withdrawn after the fact? So we consented to have sex, and since consent can be withdrawn at any time, does it mean that after sex I can sit and say, okay, I regret, so I withdraw that consent? And with that, I want us to think about it. Hopefully tutakuja kwa the next session, we'll pick it up from there. Thank you very much for joining. I appreciate your engagement, and I want to say it's been good, it's been real. I liked the engagement, we were real. So like I said, I know some of you had asked for me to give the questions in advance, but mi upenda spur of the moment, wakati unarushiwa ndio inaingia kwa akili yako. That's when now you get the real things. Siko nataka watu wende wasome vitabu za UN, za GBV, za UN sijui nini, so that mukuje na NGO speak. Liko nataka utoe ile kitu yenye how you think about it. And as we know, we can always change our minds. Somebody can always convince you, akupatie point. So you might be, labda this is how I'm thinking, and maybe my thinking is wrong. But then kwa hii setup, people engage me and I feel, yeah, I can accept your engagement. So thank you very much. And until next time, kwaherini.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Next time ulete wageni
Bye.
chai.
Bye.